friends, it's plastic bags of pleasure. No, not that kind of pleasure. I know you're thinking black bags. No. Plastic bags of pleasure from my latest trip. I actually went over to Indiana and visited 5 different stores around Indianapolis to try to help myself complete classified, and I did find some that helped out, but you have to watch that video about that. But I want to show you all the stuff I picked up on my day of driving around central Indiana. And I started at Hotspot Toys and Collectibles in Brownsburg, and I've been there a lot of times. We've got videos on them as well. And when I went there, I just picked up a nice little, version 2 grunt. I didn't have him, but you know what? I thought I'd have him join the team because, you know what? I'm trying to get those early, like 82, 83, 84 figures. I'm like, I want to have all those, make sure I have all those. So I picked him up at Brownsburg. Really quick stopover kind of thing. I'd been there like a couple weeks early, so I already got everything I needed there. But on this day, I picked one up there because I wanted to make sure I got at least something when I was there. So I picked that up and picked him up. So I got him. So that was the first one we got. Then, after that, we went to the Toy Pit in Indianapolis. Now, the Toy Pit, obviously with the name Pit, the Pit, like in G.I. Joe, they got good stuff, and they did. Like, they have 13,000 square feet of incredible toy stuff, like all kinds of stuff, whatever you needed, and they did not disappoint. So when I was there, I actually got 3 of the classifieds I needed. And 2 of them were loose, because I'm cool with the tool. We got, boom. We got the original Duke they had in the line. Yeah, his guns are a little gummy, and he looks more like my brother than the Duke from back in the day, but his backpack is actually the Duke that they still use in the retro one, but picked him up, so that was kind of cool. So I got Duke there. Now, if I can get him to stand up while we're filming, that'll be a whole other option. Also, I picked up the 03 Destro. Now, I got the retro carded one because I liked him better, but this is the one with a little circle on his head. We got Destro as well. And then obviously one that's not very hard to pick up lots of places, but oddly once I started doing this, it became harder to find. I picked up Lady J in box, so there was 3 of the classifieds I needed to complete classified. I have that. But while I was there, I saw a few other things I kind of really liked. And so one thing I did see, they had, yes, the jump jetpack, we had that, but it had the jump jetpack with the cord and the little, I guess you call it weapon that's on there. But for me, I never had the silver Grand Slam. Now, the silver Grand Slam for me was always like, you're not the real Grand Slam. The real Grand Slam was in red and he came with the Howl. That's the real Grand Slam. So I was always kind of like bitter about him, so I didn't want to get him. But he's a little loose, but he's still in good shape. And look, I could put the jetpack on him. Boom. Put his, hold on. Where am I gonna? See, it's been so long since I actually had this one. Figuring out where I'm gonna, where? Boom. I plug in this bad boy. It goes underneath actually. In there. We've got him there. And this, I was like, that was one of my holy grails. I wanted the silver one with all the stuff all together. This is actually one of the first play sets I had as a kid, and the jetpack. I actually got the, before I started complete classified, I actually bought the steel core because I wanted to get the jetpacks. I'm like, I need the jetpacks. So we got those there. Now, there's another thing I did get there, but where'd it go? I'm gonna have to look for it because I also picked up, while I was leaving, I had my Night Force shirt on. Like, hey, Night Force, we just got some Night Force in, and they actually had a pretty much complete sneak peek, Night Force sneak peek, so I picked that up as well. So I don't know where he went, but I'm gonna find him. He's probably in my office, in there. All right, so we have that. But that was a great store. I love going there. That's really fun. Highly recommended. North side of Indianapolis, you gotta go. The Toy Pit, a must go. Must go, one of the best ones I've been to. Now, another great store you want to go to if you're in Indiana is Kokomo Toys. And Kokomo Toys, great online presence. I was there. Oh wait, this isn't Kokomo, this is a different one. This is from Beareded Comics in Crawfordsville. Here's the one that has Kokomo Toys on it. Now, Kokomo Toys is the one I thought, hey, if they didn't have them, these guys would. And they did have one when I needed when I was there. And I actually picked up the Recon Diver. that I did not have, so another one that I can complete my classified. So boom, I got him when I was there, which was nice. Also, they hooked me up with this Atelius Warrior, which is pretty cool to get that. So we had that there. And then I did see, oh, here you go. Here's sneak peek. Boom. Not everything about him. Oh, I see where the gun broke. He doesn't have his little, like, walkie-talkie thing, but that's okay. Yeah, he's not as complete as I thought, but his gun, this is the one thing, is usually his gun breaks here. This gun looks like somebody's dog or a kid took a bite out of it. But you know what? With the Night Force, I'm not too, but this wasn't expensive, so don't feel bad for me. And I'm sure you're not. But the Night Force ones, I just kind of like started collecting. Like, I like these guys. I decided to kind of get them all, so I actually have most of them now. Actually, I've got Falcon, Outback, Crazy Legs, Psych Out, Sneak Peek, and I've got the Triple T. I've got the Nightshade, which is the old shark, you know, and then I've got the Night Scrambler as well. So it kind of started me down a path. But I didn't get like some of the other like Grail ones I had, but they did have the fridge. And so I picked up the fridge when I was there. I didn't have them as a kid. I always wanted to get them, but I don't know why. I just never wanted to cut. I cut the points out at the beginning to get Cobra Commander, but then after that, I never really cut out the points anymore. But picked up him when I was at Kokomo, so we got him there. So we've got those. I headed to Infinity Toys. This is in West Lafayette. No, it's in Lafayette, downtown Lafayette. And actually, super nice guy. The owner there was super nice. I was there. They didn't have any classified things, but they had tons of the stuff. I'm like, honestly, if I would have gone the other direction around, I could have got 1, 2, 3. I could have got those going that way, but I did not. And I actually didn't get anything when I was there. I was very close to buying the Simpsons Christmas set, and I called my wife to see. She's like, "Dude, we have so much Christmas stuff. It's just gonna be extra stuff." So she talked me out of it. I felt so bad because I didn't get anything when I was there. But at least in Brownsburg, I got the grunt, right? But I felt really bad. But I went to Infinity Toys, had a good time there. Good time talking with him.
Got a little bit of everything in here, you know, and try to get everything for every kind of collector there is. Cheap, expensive, Star Wars, Marvel, horror. It's nerdvana in here, so, you know, don't hesitate. Just come in and take a look.
We've got a video of all these places we made, your local toy shop videos. So you can see it for Hotspot Toys, you can see it for Kokomo, you can see toys, you can see it for the Toy Pit, you can see it for Infinity Toys, and you can see it for our last one, which is a comic book shop in Crawfordsville. It's called Beareded Comics and Collectibles, and the guy is super nice. Like, he donates and works with the local school district to get books for kids. I mean, he has local artists that they make stuff. He can put them in their store, like 20,000 back issues there to get the new stuff. And they have some occasional stuff there. Now, I was walking around and I didn't really find, they didn't really have any classifieds. So I was like, well, I'll get your G.I. Joe Lego. So I did pick up this one when I was there. And when I was looking around, I saw he had all these He-Man. I'm looking at the He-Man and then I looked in the corner. I'm like, hey, wait, what's that? What's that behind? Oh my gosh! And no joke, he's like, I don't think I have any classified, and boom, he had Firefly, inbox, mint inbox, look, still there, all ready to rock and roll. This is one of the ones I need to have. This is what I thought was gonna be the hardest one for me to find in completing classified, and he was there, and I'm like screaming, like, it was one of those things, I was panning the camera around, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, I wish I would have my face when I saw it, I'm like, dude, you've got it, and I'm like high-fiving him over there, it was awesome, so I got that. Good trip to central Indiana, because Indiana does have a lot of really good like vintage toy stores. You want Joe's, you want Modern Joe's, you want He-Man, Transformers, a lot of wrestling there too, a lot of WWE stuff, so a lot of good things. But this was my haul in one day of driving around central Indiana, around Indianapolis. It was an expensive day. I won't lie to you, it was not a cheap day. It was not a cheap day, but it was a fun day. And I love doing it. And that's why after that, I started making more of these day trip ones. So if you want, we have another one like this where we went to St. Louis and did a day trip and well, more than a few day trips. We were there, we did places. We were in Peoria, 3 shops there. So it's just kind of fun to see the hauls we get when we go to these places, to enjoy those stores. And what's great is we go to all these shops and we make videos of their shops, for free. We make videos to show off their local toy shops. So if you're looking for places, we might have a video for it, at least the Illinois and Indiana. We're doing a lot there. We're trying to branch out more to kind of help out, these local toy shops. And yes, I make the videos and maybe not a lot of people watch them, but at least I buy enough stuff to help them get through the day. So there's at least that. What was your pickups this week? Let us know, because I'm looking here now at the back here and I noticed that I don't have the Snowcat and I don't have the surveillance vehicle either. So I might have to do a little more brick building finds on my searches. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Bye from my toy haul from Indiana. Bye.